Hello, everyone, and welcome to WXOU Sports on YouTube. We are live here from beautiful downtown Detroit at the LCA for a men's college basketball matchup between our Oakland Golden Grizzlies and the Michigan State Spartans. I am Gavin Smilowski, your play-by-play for today, and on my right is our color commentator, Maryanne Sanford. Maryanne, what can we expect from today's game?
You know, today we've got a really great matchup here at Little Caesars Arena with the Golden Grizzlies and Spartans. Both teams are coming off of wins over this week. Oakland just came off of an 82-77 win over NKU on Wednesday, and Michigan State saw a 92-69 win over Toledo on Tuesday. MSU's record is currently running at a 10-1, and they're 2-0 in the Big Ten Conference, while Oakland's sitting at a 6-6 overall record, and they're 2-0 in the Horizon League. And OU is definitely going to have to put in the work today after they lost Nassim Mashur, and he'll be out for the rest of the season. So they're really going to have to work after missing out on all those 3 points that he's able to put in for the team. And they're going to have to watch out for MSU's Jackson Kohler, Jeremy Fear, Cohen Carr, Carson Cooper. You know, these players are averaging 10 to 14 points per game. Jackson Kohler, he also stands at 10.1 rebounds per game. And then Carson Cooper's right behind with 7.2 rebounds per game. And then on Oakland side, we're watching out for Brody Robinson. He's an unexpected top player for the Grizzlies this year. He's averaging 16.3 points per game. And then you got Isaac Garrett behind with 15.2. And then Michael Hogue following right behind Isaac with 15 per game. And then as a team, Oakland's averaging 84.1 points per game. And MSU's just at 77.9 points per game. But OU, overall, they're going to definitely have to put in their defensive work today and keep MSU from getting that lead and getting away from them to a point where it's not attainable for the Grizzlies to catch up. And they got to make sure these turnovers aren't happening and really make some smart plays so they can get this victory here today at LCA.
Yeah, I mean, Maryanne, this is not new playing against a team at this level for OU. Anyone who's been following them this year knows that they have ran a very tough schedule to begin this season. I mean, taking on number 7 U of M to start, back-to-back 1 seeds. They take on Houston and Purdue. And of course today, they're taking on Michigan State, who's ranked number 9. So this is going to be their 4th top 10 matchup of this year. And Campy has stressed this before. It's to prepare them for this regular season. It's to prepare them for the Horizon League, as this is their last out-of-conference game before starting Horizon League play. And as you said, 2-0 in the conference so far for OU, 2-0 for MSU. They're both looking good to begin the year conference-wise. Let's see how things end up today.
Absolutely, yeah.
I mean, I think one of the biggest absences here today, obviously, is going to be Nassim, as you said. Mashur, one of the best ball handlers and primarily the mind behind the offense. He's one of the few guys, along with Neville Larua and Warren Marshall, who came from last season's team and have been on the team for a couple of years. So his knowledge on the court is huge. So now we throw people on there who have not played with each other than this year. We're going to see how it goes today. So starting lineups today, Zaire Wells, Brody Robinson, Michael Ho, Baru Nevalarua, and Isaac Garrett on OU's end. And for Michigan State, Jeremy Fears, Divine, Ugo Chokwu, Jackson Kohler, Cohen Carr, and Carson Cooper. The tip at the center, it'll be Garrett and Cooper. Yes, MSU, a very strong offensive team. OU, much stronger offensively than they have been in the past, averaging up over 80 points per game. We'll see how the Michigan State defense deals with that tonight, and the tip will go to OU. This is Brody Robinson up at the Piston logo. Swings it over to Garrett. Elbow 3, he cuts to the block, up with one hand, off glass, off target. And it's a good board for Ogu Chokwu. Gives it up to Fears, the opposite direction. Divine back in the corner. Fears up top, in the pass to the block. This is Kohler with his back to the basket, up with the right hand, and too much for Isaac Garrett. That's 2 for MSU to open the scoring. It'll be Brody Robinson now running the point. Over to Garrett. Michael Ho on the far elbow. He cuts. Free throw line jump shot up and good for 2. Beautiful start for Oakland's and MSU's offense. 3 in the corner. Cohen Carr. That's off target. Rebounded by Neville Larua. In transition immediately. Garrett with it. In the corner. Cross-court pass to Zaire Wells. Lets one go. That one rattles in for 3. And an early start here, 5-2 lead for OU. Kohler gives it up to Cooper. Double teamed, outlet pass. In the corner, Cohen Carr lets another one go. That one's also off target, but a good rebound. And it's tipped into the hands of Kohler for two. What a basket there for the Spartans. Up top, Brody Robinson now. Gives it up to Wells. Guarded at the corner, three-point line. Up top, Nevalerua with it now. OU struggling to break that interior defense. Brody Robinson attacks, right hand, up off glass, off target, almost put back, but they're going to call basket interference, and that one's going to go on Oakland. Spartans ball. Fears now, picked up by Wells. Back up top, Cohen Carr with it. Jeremy Fears nearly loses it. Brody Robinson, the defender, down to the block. It's Carson Cooper. He goes up and dunks it home for two. MSU offense starting to flow. 6-5 lead with 17:45 to go in this half.
See, this is right where the Grizzlies are going to have to really work on that defense as MSU starts to find their flow and starts scoring those points.
Up top now, Nevalerua gives it up. Brody Robinson runs in to Kohler. Gives it up top. Another drive. This is Nevalerua. He goes up, but he's blocked at the rim. Great defensive play there by Carson Cooper. And the ball taken away by Garrett. Good transition defense for the Grizzlies. Robinson lets one go from way downtown. Off the front of the rim, and that one will roll out of bounds. Yeah, Maryanne, I don't think that's typically something that Nevalerua expects at the rim, that type of interior defense.
Absolutely not. But, you know, MSU, they've got these guys with the height, so they're going to be able to take over on Baru when he's up there at the net. So it's just going to be, again, they're really going to have to fight defensively and offensively today.
Fears picked up by Wells at the logo. Down low to the block. This is Cooper. Gives it up back to Fears. Down low. Again, double team now. Cooper. Nevalerua and Ho are on him. Ball nearly lost. Outlet pass to Kohler. Almost taken away, but a foul called. And Tang checks in for MSU. Of course, we've got coaches Campy and Tom Izzo rocking the Christmas sweaters here for this early Christmas matchup. Fears with it now. Tang in the corner. Back up top to the logo is Kohler. Fears. Full swing. Cohen Carr. On the way to the rim. Loses his handle. It's going to be off the foot of Michael Ho. Cohen Carr can be very dangerous on the drive. They're going to take him out. Quick break as Scott joins the floor for MSU. Oakland remaining with their starting five. Fears inbound underneath the basket. Pass in the corner. Kohler lets one go. That's off the front of the rim. Rebounded by Scott. Brings it in for the Spartans, keeping it alive. Nearly taken away, and it will be taken away by Nevalerua. Oakland looks to push offensively now. Score 6-5 with 16:26 to go. Wells up top getting the call from Campy. Again, missing Nasim Ashur is a huge difference on the play call on Campy's end. Inlet pass to the elbow. Michael Ho's got it. Big body. He goes up, and he'll be fouled. Free throws incoming for Michael Ho. Yeah, it's not the entrances down low are not going to be quite as easy as they typically are. So getting the line is going to be huge for OU to maintain.
Absolutely not. And you know, after they take those shots and they miss them, they're also going to have to look to get those rebounds, as MSU is a really strong rebounding team and getting up there after those shots are missed to get that ball back.
It'll be the first free throws of the day here at LCA. Oh, averaging 15 points on the year. Came in later after an early season injury. It was said by Campy, Michael's going to be one of the more important people in this offense once he gets involved coming off of his injuries. And so far, he's supplied everything he can for this OU team.
Absolutely. You know, like you said, he came in late, but now he's one of the top 3 players on the team, so he's really showing his worth.
Both free throws are down. Oakland retakes the lead 7-6 with 16 minutes to go in the first half. Up top is Fears, guarded by Wells. Looks for the entry pass. It's taken away by Garrett. Isaac Garrett in transition goes up for a layup. Nearly smokes it, but it rolls in. He thought he got fouled. And that'll tack on 2 more for the Grizzlies. Open down low, Cooper. Mid-range jump shot. That's his. Off target, though. Off the hands of Isaac. It'll be OU basketball. And that's going to take us to the first media timeout. You are listening to WXOU Sports on YouTube, and we will be back with you all shortly. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to WXOU Sports on YouTube. We are live here from LCA in beautiful Detroit, Michigan for an Oakland basketball matchup against the MSU Spartans. Score 9-6 as we come out of the first media timeout. 15:33 left to go. And OU has the ball out of the timeout. It'll be Michael Ho at the elbow. Gives it up to Robinson. Robinson looking for some space in the corner. Garrett lets one fly off the front of the rim. Rebounded by Kohler. Gives it up to Fears. In transition immediately is MSU. In the corner, Tang lets one go. That one's off back iron. Rebounded off the hands of MSU. And it'll be Oakland basketball the other direction.
OU currently kind of struggling to find that flow offensively, while MSU's kind of starting to get into theirs. While the Grizzlies are ahead, again, they're just still trying to figure out that flow that they're looking for today.
Wells with it in the corner. Robinson guarded by Fears. Back to Wells. Looks for an entry pass. Swings it. White, who just checks in. Michael Ho lets one go. Up top, knocks it down. And just like that, 12-6, Oakland lead with 14:46 to go. As Michael Ho already has 7 tonight. Down low, this is Cooper. Gives it up to Kohler. He lets one fly and returns the favor with 3 on MSU's end. Robinson up top. Guarded by Fears. Handed off to Ho. Spin move. Looks for some space. Off the rim. Oh, beautiful finger roll for 2. Good offense there from the Grizzlies to respond. 14-9 is the lead. Kohler. Full swing. Fears in the corner. This one's Scott. He lets one go. Good rebound by MSU, but it's smacked away by Brett White. It'll remain MSU basketball under the basket. Cohen Carr returning to the floor for Cooper. And it'll be Fears taking it out underneath the basket. Into Kohler at the elbow. Carr back to Fears up top at the three-point line. Fears looking for some sort of entry pass. Ends it up with Tang. Block Kohler. He's got it. Full swing off the hands. Good defense by the Grizzlies. And an errant pass returns the ball to OU. And checking back into the game for MSU will be Define Ugochukwu. Wells swings it over to Garrett. He's guarded by Kohler. Up top, Robinson. Inlet pass down low to the block. Neville Larua goes up off the backboard for two.
That'll take our score to 16-9, 13:26 left to go in the half. Golden Grizzlies starting to find their flow a little bit more and pulling away from MSU.
Tang up top. Swings it over. Back to Tang. At the free throw line is Carr. He fakes a shot. Goes up with the right hand. Off the backboard for another two. Another layup for MSU. And they keep chipping back at Oakland after their made baskets. Robinson hands it off. Garrett. Full court pass is deflected. MSU takes it the other direction. Carr in the corner. Tang. He lets one go. And that's in for three. And just like that, the lead is cut to two. 16-14 with 12:45 to go in this half. Wells. Drive pass, gives it up to Brody Robinson, but that ball nearly deflected away into the backcourt. Robinson with it again. He attacks. Backdoor cut. Pass to Wells. And it's going to be blocked. White finds it with it. Off the front of the rim. Rebounded by MSU. Good defensive possession for the Spartans. And looking to transition immediately is Ugo Kokwu. Inlet pass down to Kohler. Up top. Full swing in the corner. This is Carr now at the block. Lets one go. And that one's off target. But it's rebounded by the Spartans. Kohler brings it in. Oakland swarming him down low. Shot clock down to 14. Outlet pass Tang. He's in the corner. Keeps it. Guarded by Robinson. Carr at the free throw line. He lets one go. That one's off target. And finally Oakland comes down with a board. It'll be Isaac Garrett. And a foul called on the floor on Tang. And the MSU crowd does not like it. And that's going to take us to another timeout. Score 16-14 with 11:48 to go. Oakland up. You are listening to WXOU Sports on YouTube. We'll be right back. half, Oakland with the lead. It's been a good offensive start, Maryanne, but unfortunately, MSU seems to slowly be crawling back into it.
Absolutely, yeah. You know, the Grizzlies, they took that lead, and they were standing a decent amount ahead of MSU. Now MSU is starting to find that flow, and they're getting in their groove, and they're making those shots. So now Oakland's going to have to look to find better spots when they're taking those shots, because they've been struggling to find them. They've missed a couple shots, and they're just not in the right spots right now. So they're going to really have to work offensively and then turn around and just keep working on that defense and making sure that MSU isn't scoring like they have been.
Maintaining the lead out of the break, it'll be Brody Robinson now with the ball. Oakland basketball. Up top, Wells cuts. He goes up with the left hand. Beautiful layup off the glass. Fears now with it in response on MSU's end. Ward cuts to the rim with it. Off target. Rebounded by MSU. Up top, Fears. Back over to Fort. Ball taken away. Oh, and off the foot of Brody Robinson. He had it in transition for Oakland, but mishandles the pass. And they'll be heading the other direction. OU returning their 5 out there for MSU. McCulloch and Fort and Ward join the court. Fears up top. Gives it up to McCulloch in the corner. Carr now with it. They leave him open. Elects not to take it. Goes baseline. Cut. And that's not the guy you can give space to. Easy 2-pointer there for Cohen Carr. Cuts the lead back down to 2, 18-16. We're about halfway through this first half. And a dunk attempt there. Blocked. In transition now is MSU. Gives it up top to McCulloch. McCulloch at the elbow. Guarded by Robinson. Down low, he's got it. Gives it up to Fort. Fears now, guarded by White at the Pistons logo. Fears drives. Outlet pass, Carr open. OU now coming the other direction. Brody Robinson up top, guarded by Fears. Hands it off to Wells. Wells cuts along the top of the three-point arc. Quick handoff to Michael Ho, lets one go. That's going to bounce off the rim a couple of times, but it falls for 2. Regaining the lead is the Grizzlies. Fears. McCulloch looks to cut with an inlet pass, but it's taken away by Michael Ho. In transition now. Wells, and that's blocked. Beautiful play there.
Again, you know, when they're going up for those shots, they've got to watch out for MSU's height on their team. It's going to be really easy for them to block some of these players, as, you know, some of them just can't compare to how tall these MSU players are.
Another good defensive possession. Oakland with some substitutions. Nivalarua and Wells hit the bench. And they're going to bring out Warren Marshall and Thurmond. Robinson. We're going to get a quick timeout called there. Or a foul, I'm sorry, called on. They're going to give that to Ugochukwu. He's going to get his first of the night on the inlet attempt. Robinson underneath the basket. Looks to get it in. Finds Ho up top. He cuts. Loses his dribble. Loses his footing. In transition now is MSU. Wojcik gives it up in the middle. McCulloch, that one's off target. And he's going to get fouled, though. 2 free throws on the way. Gets the MSU crowd back into it. Score 20-18 with 9:34 to go in the first half. And that's just going to be OU's second foul this half. First set of free throws here for the Grizzlies. I'm sorry, for MSU. And that'll be the third point of the night for McCulloch as he knocks down the first free throw.
McCulloch, somebody that you don't necessarily want to get at that free throw line. He's averaging 83% of his free throws, so.
Robinson up top. He's going to be picked up at half court by Wojcik. Robinson waits for something to develop, hands it off in the corner to Garrett. And they're going to call another foul on the floor. This is the second one in back-to-back possessions on Ugochukwu, as he's going to pick up his second of the night. It'll be MSU's 4th team foul. Coming back into the game is Tang now, as he hits the bench. Ugo Choku hits the bench. Robinson out underneath the basket, calls a timeout. Once again, MSU is just surrounding the Oakland offense here on these these inbound passes underneath the basket. Another forced timeout for the Grizzlies, and that's going to take them down to 3 already. That's also going to take us to a quick break. Your score, tie ball game, 20-20 with 9:22 left to go in the first half. You are listening to WXOU Sports on YouTube. We'll be back with you all shortly. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to WXOU Sports on YouTube. Score tie ball game at 20 apiece between our Oakland Golden Grizzlies and the MSU Spartans here at Little Caesars Arena. 9:22 left to go in the first half. Oakland ball out underneath the basket. Brody Robinson. Inbound pass to White. Guarded closely by Tang in the corner, and they're going to reset up top with Brody. Robinson's got it. Full court pass over to White. Lets one go. Off target. Rebounded by MSU. Wojcik brings it in. Running the point for the Spartans. Up top at the Pistons logo. Wojcik guarded by Robinson. Inlet pass to Kohler at the elbow. Kohler's got Michael Ho on him. He's going to want to take advantage of this mismatch. Goes with his back to the basket. Lets one up. Just off target. Rebounded by Grizzlies in transition. Warren Marshall's got it. He cuts. And that one's a blocking foul called on the Spartans. Looks like it probably could have gone either way. They're going to pin that one on Wojcik. That'll be the 5th team foul, I believe, on MSU as Zaire Wells checks back into the game, taking out Brett White. And the ball out underneath the basket. It'll be Robinson once again. Inlet pass, tosses it over top to Ho. He's guarded by Kohler. Robinson now at the logo. Picks up the mismatch, tosses it over to Ho, who's open. Lets one go from 3, off target. Rebounded by Kohler. Wojcik now in transition automatically for the Spartans. Guarded by Zaire Wells up at the logo. Tosses it in the corner to Scott. That ball off the foot of Isaac Garrett on the steal attempt. It'll remain with MSU on the sideline. Wojcik checks out as Fears comes back in. Fears guarded by Zaire Wells at the three-point arc. Down low. This is McCulloch. He's got it in the corner. And a blocking foul called this time on Garrett. They'll pin it on OU. Garrett did not like it. Quick word with the referee. And it'll be, once again, MSU ball on the sideline. Scott will take it out. Robinson comes out of the game. And coming in will be Coy Thurman. Shot right off the inbound from the elbow for MSU is off target. Thurman now up top running the point guard for Oakland. And that's going to be a travel. You can see it from here, heading back the other direction now as MSU. It's too easy of something to screw up when you're trying to maintain this tied ball game at 20s for OU. I mean, they're going to need everything they can to beat MSU.
Absolutely, yeah. Those little slip-ups just can't really happen when you have a tied ball game. You got 8 minutes left to go in the half before halftime, and you can't guarantee what's going to happen in the second half. So you really got to watch out and see what you're doing to not let those tiny little mistakes slip.
And that's going to take us to a timeout. Once again, score 20-20. You were listening to WXOU Sports on YouTube, and we will be back with you all shortly. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to WXOU Sports on YouTube. Score tie ball game 20-20. Oakland Golden Grizzlies taking on the Michigan State Spartans at Little Caesars Arena. 7:50 to go left in the first half. It'll be MSU basketball. Fears opens up, and on the drive attempt, he's fouled. They're going to call a push-off on Oakland. Ball out underneath the basket for the Spartans. And it seems that Izzo is pretty convinced that that was on the shot, but they're not going to give it to him. Fears out underneath. Inbound pass to McCulloch. He's got it. Hands it off to Kohler in the corner. Lets one go. Rattles out. Good rebound by the Spartans. Tang put back for two, and they're going to retake the lead, 22-20. And a quick regain of possession for Michigan State. Now up top, Oakland. Thurman's got it. Over in the corner, Ho looks to create some space. He attacks back to the basket. He's got Kohler on him. Gives it up. Robinson baseline. He's pinned. Tries to throw it off Kohler, but ends up with it. Thurman now. 3 seconds on the shot clock. This needs to go up. Thurman lets one go. Off the backboard and off target. MSU grabs the rebound. Off the fingertips of Neville Larua. In transition, Tang. He finds Isaac in the corner. Sorry, that's Scott. Scott knocks it down. And MSU taking off now, 25-20. They finally extended this lead to 2 possessions. Thurman up top, guarded by Tang at the Pistons logo. High screen set by Michael Ho. Brody back to Ho. He drives, spin move, loses his footing, and nearly taken away by Scott. But it's going to stay with Oakland underneath the basket. Isaac Garrett returning to the floor, taking off Thurman. Michigan State now starting to gain their foot in this game.
Absolutely, yeah. You know, they've been looking for it this whole time, and now they're really getting into it.
Inbound pass over the head of Ho. Gives it up to Garrett. Corner now. This is Wells. He's up top, lets one go. Knocks it down for 3. Zaire Wells.
He'll close the score up to 25-23, 6:22 left to go.
Tang up top, guarded by Neville Larua. And that ball, terrible pass in transition now is Oakland, nearly lost by Neville Larua. They lob it up. That one's off target. Not a great offensive possession from Oakland, trying to capitalize on the poor pass from MSU. And now it's going to be a Tang corner 3 for the Spartans. Off the back of the iron, gets his own miss, cuts down there, blocked by Neville Larua. Robinson now 1-on-2, takes it himself, nearly blocked, but it's off the fingertips of McCulloch. And MSU will come back down with it. Returning down the floor, the Spartans. Off glass, off target, but a putback dunk from Kohler, and Oakland's just not there to box out. Another easy possession. Robinson up top. He's guarded by Fears at the Pistons logo. Gives it up in the corner to Wells. Down low at the block, Garrett with Kohler on his back. Full swing. Brody lets one go and knocks it down. Brody Robinson has been on a tear offensively for the Grizzlies. Back-to-back Horizon League Player of the Week. Letting it go there for his first basket of the game. Kohler open on the baseline. That one's off target, rebounded by Garrett. And Oakland finally bringing it back. Only down by 1, 27-26 with 4:50 to go. In the corner, Wells, he cuts baseline. Gives it up to Neville Larua. Wants the 3 open, lets one go, and that one's in for 3. Another 3-pointer for the Grizzlies. Oakland regains the lead by 2, 29-27 with 4:33 to go. McCulloch lets one go on the baseline. That's off target. Oakland in transition the other direction. Taken away. Good defense there by Fears as he's able to strip it from Wells. And they're going to call a foul in transition. This one's going to go on Neville Larua. Oakland's 5th personal. And that's going to bring us to a full lineup change for MSU. And it'll be ball line out for MSU. Up top, Wojcik's got it. Cohen Carr now. Wojcik finds Fort. Looking for an opening. Fort has it. He lets one go. That one's in for 3. regaining the lead is the Spartans. Another defensive breakdown for the Grizzlies, unfortunately.
Yeah, another, right now they've got 3 minutes to go in this half, so they're really going to have to work to make sure that they've got some sort of a lead over MSU.
Knocking down the three in response. I think that's the lead you were looking for, Maryanne.
Absolutely.
And taking it back is Brody Robinson. He's got his second made three of the half, 32-30 now. WXOU up top, guarded by Robinson. Carr in the corner. This is Fort. He knocked down the last one. That one's off back iron. They're going to call a foul on the floor. I believe this one's going to go on Robinson, and Campy is not happy about it. That's going to take us to a timeout. Score 32-30. Oakland lead with 3:27 to go. You are listening to WXOU Sports on YouTube, and we will be back with you shortly. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to WXOU Sports on YouTube. It'll be MSU basketball out of the break. Personal foul called on Michael Ho. That'll be the fifth for the Grizzlies. Up top, Wojcik has it. Looks for an inlet pass down low. It'll find the hands of Ward. Barely keeps it alive. And the Oakland bench thought that one was out of bounds. At the buzzer, lets one go, and we got a wedgie as that one hits the corner. Last second shot is off target by Fort. And, not something that happens too often.
Nope, absolutely not. But Golden Grizzlies are happy to see it because, almost made that 3-point to get a 1-point lead over them. So so when the ball gets wedgy like that, they go based on the possession arrow, I guess, because it's going to be MSU basketball. So pretty terrible break there for Oakland as they're able to hold it down to the last second shot, but MSU will retain possession out underneath the basket with 20 seconds to go on the shot clock. Cooper hands it off to Fears. Looks to take it on his own. Finds Fort. Down low, Cooper. Ball ripped away by Isaac Garrett, and they're going to call a foul on Cooper. And I believe that's going to send Oakland to the free throw line. Or not quite yet.
Only the 6th personal on MSU. So it'll be Oakland basketball coming the other direction. Score 32-30 with 2:50 to go in the first half. Oakland with the lead. Robinson up top, guarded by Fears. Over to Garrett. The defender, Kohler, finds Ho down low on the block. Fadeaway jump shots off target. Cooper reads that one. In transition now, Fears finds Carr. Carr comes to the rim, and they're going to call a foul there. Surely that's on. And they're going to call it on Michael Ho, say it was a blocking foul. It looked like Carr came through with the elbow. I'm surprised they gave him that, and Campy is furious. It's hard to take him serious though with that sweater on though, Maryanne, I have to say.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they've got Tom Izzo over there in the naughty sweater, and they've got Campy over here in the nice sweater. So we know who's getting presents this year. I mean,
and it will be free throws for Carr. Unfortunately, Campy's case is not made. Carr, I mean, the senior here for Michigan State has been here since he was a freshman. Unbelievable athlete. Has a unofficial 51.5-inch vertical, which, if I'm not mistaken, would be close to the world record if it was officially recorded. So, a freak athlete, you give him space, he's going to take advantage of it as he did right there. And he knocks down both free throws to tie this game at 32. Robinson now up top, guarded by Fears at the logo. Hands it off to Ho, guarded by Carr. Michael Hogue. This is Brody Robinson with it. Looks for some kind of space, swarming Michigan State defense. The ball stripped but off the leg of Fort. It'll stay with OU. Robinson. Inlet pass to Garrett in the corner. Hogue up top. He drives up with the right hand, off glass for 2. That's his shot on the move. Tacks on 2 more. Hogue's got 11 tonight. Score 34-32 now. Inlet pass to Cooper. Blocked on the way up, but he gets the putback dunk. Stays with it. Carson Cooper for 2 more.
MSU clapping back to tie up the score to 34-34. 1:40 left to go in the half.
A great response there for the Spartans. Not backing down, but OU back on offense. Robinson, guarded by Carr. Fears picks him up. Cross-court pass to White. Lets one go. That one's off target. Rebounded by Kohler. Hitting the deck is Hogue and Cohen Carr. In transition now, MSU. Lets one go, and an alley-oop dunk to Carson Cooper. What a play for MSU in transition. Bodies hit the floor, and Cooper ends up open for 2. MSU retakes the lead, 36-34, as we get within that last minute here in the first half. Robinson with it. He cuts. Outlet pass, Garrett. Passes up the 3, goes up. Blocked by Carr. And it'll be Oakland basketball. Once again, just not the person you want to take it to the chest of. Cohen Carr able to elevate and deflect that shot. With 9 seconds on the shot clock, Campy will take a timeout. We're going to stick with you throughout this timeout. Score 36-34. Michael Ho leading all scorers in points with 13. And right now, MSU looking to try to put their foot on the pedal.
Yeah, you know, like you said, Michael Hogue, he's joined the game a little bit late for the Golden Grizzlies, and now he's outscored everybody on the court here tonight with 13 points, and he's really showing he's coming back after he missed out on those first couple games of the season, and he's getting those stats up to make up for what he lost out on, and he's really showing it here tonight. Absolutely, you know, helping the Grizzlies get to a close game like this, where they're only behind by 32 points, standing at 36-34, 48 seconds left to go. So we'll see if they can get up and tie the game or get a lead before the half.
I mean, since he's returned to this team, Oakland 5-6 in the last 6 games. So he's made a huge impact offensively. Oakland with it now. White lets one go. Off back iron, rebounded by Carr. And they're going to immediately call a foul. This one's going to go on Hogue. That's going to be his 3rd personal if that's who they call it on. Nope, they're going to give it to Garrett. It'll also be his third personal, though. So now, something that we weren't really looking at early, but Oakland is starting to get into some foul trouble. You've got Garrett with 3, Navalero with 2, and Hogue with 2 just in the first half. And that is going to take Garrett to the bench, returning Zaire Wells. Carr with the free throw, off target, rebounded by the Grizzlies. 35 seconds to go, 36-34 lead for the Sparties. Robinson up top, waiting for the play call from Campy. Campy has been with this organization for a very long time, very well-respected coach within the college basketball community. Robinson now, down low, finds Nivalarua. He's got his back to the basket, fade away, and they're gonna call a foul on Kohler. On a tough shot there, Kohler not happy with himself. And checking onto the floor will be Nate Deere after this first free throw. Deere, the Australian, we've seen him in a couple of moments here and there within games, but he's looking to kind of get his foothold into this Oakland roster.
Yeah, you know, we haven't seen him a whole lot, but when we do see him, you see him. You know, he comes up with those dunks. He pulls a lot of trick plays, so it's really nice to see him on the court in a time like this to see if he could, you know, get a dunk, really get the energy up here for the Golden Grizzlies.
Thurman checking in as well. His first free throw was good from Navalero, and he knocks down the second to tie this game back up at 36. And Warren Marshall also returns. Oakland taking out their starting core, leaving Brody Robinson out there. And a quick timeout called by Fears and MSU to try to draw up a play coming out of, or just before the half. We'll stay with you guys. Score 36-36 with 12 seconds to go. So, I mean, Maryanne, this is, we'll admit, we were talking before the game and we weren't super hopeful for
game today. They were kind of expected to not be able to hold up and keep that energy that MSU has. And right now, you know, they're doing a really great job at that. We had a pretty slow start to this half, and there's been lots of back and forth. You know, OU scores, you turn around, MSU comes back, they clap back with another basket. So it's been a lot of back and forth here. And MSU, they trailed a little bit behind the Golden Grizzlies here today. But then after that 8-minute media timeout, we saw them really find their flow, and it's just kind of been, again, some more back and forth. And we'll see if somebody could get a lead before halftime here.
I mean, they're a Big Ten team, but they're also a big team, massively out-rebounding Oakland as well, 24-13, along with the blocks. Inlet pass, this is Fears. Gives it up to Cooper, and a dunk right off the inbound, and one opportunity. And just as we were saying, a team that takes advantage, both the skill level that's provided in the Big Ten, but also with their size advantage. That's another dunk for Cooper. He's got 6 now tonight with a free throw incoming. I mean, Michigan State massively out-rebounding Oakland, 24-13 right now on the glass, along with that 7-2 block ratio at the moment as well, heading MSU's direction. So using their height to their advantage. The free throw goes down. That'll put the lead to 3. With 5 seconds to go, Thurman, he takes it for Oakland. Up off the glass, off target, and that'll be the end of the first half here at LCA. Score 39-36. We will be back with you guys shortly. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to WXOU Sports on YouTube. We are back here live for second half basketball in Detroit, Michigan at Little Caesars Arena for an Oakland Golden Grizzlies versus Michigan State Spartans matchup. The score 39-36, 3-point lead to the Spartans out of halftime, and it'll be Oakland ball to begin the second half. And the in pass coming in from Garrett. Oakland returning Wells, Hogue, Nevalarua, Garrett, and Robinson. As for MSU, they've got Kohler, Fears, Cooper, Carr, and WXOU. And that's going to be a quick turnover for the Grizzlies. MSU retaining possession. Very close first half, but MSU looking to put their foot on the gas. Kohler up top in the corner. WXOU off target. Rebounded by Wells. Oakland now in transition. Nevalarua, he has it outside. Looks to cut, hands it off to Robinson at the three-point arc. Reach and foul called there on the Spartans. First team foul on MSU. Oakland basketball out on the sideline. Robinson up top now, guarded by Fears. Hovers to the corner, tosses it down low on the block. Garrett, guarded by Cooper. He goes up with the left hand, off target, rebounded by Cooper. Immediately in transition is MSU. Fears in the corner to Carr. Just inside the three-point arc, gives it up at the elbow. Cooper back in the corner, Carr. He lets one go. That one's on target from three. And another breakdown defensively there, an open three for the Spartans.
You know, like you said, MSU's starting to put their foot on the gas here after a lot of that back and forth in the first half. So, you know, right now they're sitting at 42-36, 18:25 left to go in the half. So, you know, they're really going to be stepping on it here.
A bunch of open threes is what we've been seeing so far for MSU early. That lob attempt is off target, and Campy's not happy. Just not great execution offensively for the Grizzlies, especially after allowing the three-pointer on the far end. MSU is getting that opportunity to start extending this lead. Fears to Kohler. In the corner, this is Tang, who just checked in for the Spartans. Fears. Tang lets one go. And another open three for MSU, and just like that, they're up by 9. And 45-36 after the first 2 minutes. Robinson up top for the Grizzlies, gives it up to Garrett. Finds Robinson at the logo. Guarded by Carr. Robinson looking for some kind of space. Quick crossover, and Cooper's there to reject it. Easy block for MSU. That's going to bring their block total up to 8. Sideline out of bounds for the Grizzlies. And checking into the game will be White, taking out Garrett. Brody Robinson, inbound pass in front of the Oakland Grizzlies bench. One of the things we discussed in this first half was the massive difference in size for Michigan State, and that has really showed on the scoreboard. Out-rebounding Oakland and out-blocking Oakland very easily in the first 20.
Absolutely. And, you know, like I said at the beginning, they're going to have to watch out for those rebounds and really try and get up to that net before MSU can.
And a returning three there for Robinson. Cuts the lead down to 6. Tang, he cuts to the rim. Up with the left hand, gets the friendly roll for 2. And MSU just responding every time after these Oakland baskets. Robinson up top, guarded by Fears. Looks to create some space. Finds White in the corner. Hands it off to Wells. Running along the three-point arc is the Grizzlies. Nevalarua now with it. Crossover on Cooper. Goes up, but he's fouled. And Cooper not happy. Doesn't think he got a piece of him. But free throws on the way for Baru.
Baru, one of the top players for Oakland. He's a really strong player for them. He one of the few returning players from last year's team. When it comes to free throws, he's currently 19 for 28. He's got a 67.9 percentage. So, you know, he's a reliable player on the court, and he's really great here for the Grizzlies. So we'll see if he can help them get a little bit closer to closing this gap.
Knocks them both down, and not only statistically is he so important, I think as you mentioned, him being a returner is huge. Someone who's worked in Campy's system, especially on the defensive end before, is nice to have with so many newcomers and transfers joining OU. Up top, Tang has it. Full swing to Fears. He cuts. Pretty much uncontested to the rim. He's got two more. Immediately, Robinson pushes it now for the Grizzlies. Tries to find some quick offense. And they're going to call a traveling violation on Michael Hogue on the pass. And MSU now up by 8 with a chance to stretch this to double digits for the first time tonight. 4 minutes gone in the first half. Fears, point guard for the Spartans. Tang with it. Inlet pass, wide open Kohler, and he very easily tosses it off the backboard for two more. He's into double digits tonight, 11 for him. Robinson now up top. Fears, the defender, at the Piston logo. Wells, guarded by Carr. Hogue back up top. Oakland struggling to get within that three-point arc with this smothering MSU defense, and they're going to call a foul off ball. This one's going to go on Tang. And that will take us to the first media timeout. Score 51-41, 10-point lead, 15:48 to go here in the second half. You're listening to WXOU Sports on YouTube. We'll be right back with you. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to WXOU Sports on YouTube. OU returning out of this media timeout with the ball down 10, 14:29 to go in the second half. Wells has it now, finds some space, looks to go up, but just smothered interior defense there for MSU, and it'll be Michigan State the other direction. Scott now just recently checks in the game for the Spartans. Out to Tang. Inlet pass. This is Cooper as he goes to the rim. They're going to call, I believe, a foul on OU. OU was getting into foul trouble coming into the second half. They had 2 starters with 2 and 1 with 3. And that one's going to be the first personal on Brody Robinson. They've got Hogue and Neville Larua in right now with 2 apiece. And MSU looking to extend this league now, up by 10. And a little bit of discussion between the referees and OU. I think they're going to check this one at the monitor. We're going to take a quick break. Score 51-41. We'll be back with you guys shortly. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to WXOU Sports on YouTube. And after the quick check at the monitor, it'll be MSU basketball with free throws on the way for Cooper. He's looking to extend his total up to double digits tonight.
Cooper, he currently has a 73% free throw percentage, so he's one of those stronger players at the line, so he's someone that you don't want to see up there at the line.
He's been all over the place, both offensively and defensively today. He's got a couple of rebounds and 2 blocks to go along with 11 points as MSU extends their lead to 12. For Oakland, returning their 5. It'll be up top, Brody Robinson with the ball, guarded by Fears. Gives it up to Neville Larua at the arc. Baru, and another call off ball. This one is going to be on Fears, I believe. And they're going to give, that will be his first of the night. Ball out underneath the basket. Robinson, inbound pass to Hogue. He attacks, he gets triple teamed, lets one go. White, off target. Rebounded by Baru, but gives it right up to MSU. In transition now are the Spartans. Tang from the corner. Full court pass, open. That one goes off target, rebounded by Kohler. MSU keeps it alive. Fears from straight on. That one's off the front of the rim as well. Again rebounded by by MSU, but it's outletted to Oakland. In transition now, Baru Neville Larua with 2 for OU, bringing the lead back to 10. Tang wide. Full swing to Fears. Back to Tang. He lets one go. He's knocked down a few from there. Off the side iron. And that one's going to be off the hands of MSU. Deflected off a Ward. And it'll be OU basketball. Looking to bring this lead back to single digits. 14-17 to go in the second half. 53-43 lead for the Spartans. returning to the floor will be McCulloch for MSU. Oakland sticks with their 5, Wells, Hogue, White, Nevalarua, and Robinson. As for Michigan State, they've got Fears, Tang, Ward, Scott, and McCulloch. Up top, Robinson with it, guarded by Fears. Inlet pass down low to the block, Garrett with it. Isaac Garrett back to the basket, tries to go up and under, it's deflected, and now MSU has it in transition. Fears with it. Finds Tang. Good lockdown defense there by White to slow down the fast break. McCulloch now on the block. Fears up top. Back to Scott. Nearly taken away, but a foul called on Zaire Wells around the free throw line. And returning to the floor for the Spartans will be Wojcik as Fears takes a break. Ball out of bounds, far sideline for the Spartans. Wojcik up top, guarded by Wells. Finds Tang. Swings it over to Wojcik. Tang in the center to McCulloch. He's got an open free throw line jump shot. That one rattles around but rolls in for 2. Lead back up to 12. OU now with it. Garrett up top. Finds Robinson. Robinson cuts. Takes it on his own. Gets bumped on the way up. Shot falls. And they're going to count that basket. And one attempt on the way for Robinson. He could bring this back to single digits.
The Grizzlies are really just struggling to get that gap closed in. You know, like we said before, MSU is looking to step on the gas here in the second half, and it's really been a struggle for the Grizzlies to keep up with them.
Missed free throw keeps the lead at 10, 55-45. Just under 13 minutes to go. It'll be open McCulloch now. He's got another free throw line jump shot off target, but on the putback attempt, it's Ward. He's fouled. Free throws on the way for the Spartans. So Michigan State, you know, struggled early in the first half, ended up barely taking that lead before we entered halftime, and now, once you said, I mean, they're knocking down threes, but they're also getting to the line. I think that's made a huge difference for the Spartans. It's the easiest way to get into a shooting flow, is what's said. Easy free shots at the rim. First one's off target from Ward. He's got no points tonight. Looking to tack something onto the scoreboard. Cam Ward. And quick substitution. Cohen Carr returning for Tang on MSU's end. Second free throw also off target. And they're definitely going to call a lane violation on that one. Typically not something that's called, but when the free throw is missed, they're going to hit it. Wells stepped in too early. Third attempt at the line for Ward. That one also rattles out. 0 for 3 at the free throw line. Not something you typically see from a shooter at MSU, and an offensive foul called on Robinson early in the possession, returns the ball to the Spartans. It's unfortunately just wasted opportunities that Oakland has given MSU a chance to slowly increase that lead. In the corner now, Scott has it. Guarded by Robinson. Carr, full swing over to Wojcik. High screen set by McCulloch. Wojcik uses it, finds Carr now, open in the corner. Another wide open 3, off target though. Rebounded by Oakland, 2-on-1. Brody Robinson loses his handle in transition, and Oakland's gonna have to restart. Finds Garrett slashing to the rim. Pump fake, 2 pump fakes, goes up and knocks down the 2. Score 55-47, 8-point lead now for the Spartans. Far side, Scott has it. Down low, McCulloch's open. Nearly taken away, it's gonna be off the foot. Good possession there for OU's defense. Brett able to knock the ball off the leg of Michigan State. Oakland retains possession.
OU starting to close in that gap a little bit. You know, now they're back into single digits. They've got 12 minutes left to go in the game, so we'll see if they can catch up to the Spartans here.
Wells gives it up to Robinson. Guarded up top by Wojcik.
Another foul called off ball. There's been a lot of action on off-ball fouls today, and that's going to take us to immediate timeout. Score 55-47, 11:52 to go. You are listening to WXOU Sports on YouTube. We'll be back with you all shortly. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to WXOU Sports on YouTube. Score 55-47 out of the timeout. Oakland basketball down to MSU. That shot off target, rebounded by Cohen Carr. Michigan State the other direction. Carr with it. Down low, McCulloch, he's got it. Hands it back out to Carr. Swings it, Fears. In the corner, Carr with it. He cuts, he's got space. Up with it, up with the left hand, up and under, good for two. And one bucket as Cohen Carr heads to the line with a chance to extend this lead to 11. 11:24 to go in the second half. 57-47. Carr, he's in double digits tonight. He's got 11. Free throw on target. Returning to the floor for MSU will be Kohler as Ward takes a break. Oakland looking to make a substitution as well in a moment. Wells up top handling the ball, guarded by Carr at the Piston logo. Wells, he drives, loses his dribble, hands it up to Hogue. Up top, guarded by McCulloch. Hogue has some room, cuts. Shot deflected And just like that, MSU's back in transition. Carr with it. Ball nearly taken away. Good possession there and good read from Brody Robinson, because that would have definitely been an open dunk for Cohen Carr. Oakland retaining possession, down by 11. Zaire Wells taken out. Nivalarua checks in for the Grizzlies. Robinson up top, guarded by Fears. Garrett has it, feeds it back to Robinson. Cutting. Nivalarua now in the corner, lets one go. That one's on target. Another three for Nivalarua.
Baru, again, one of the strongest players for OU. He's going to close that score up to 8 points, 58-50, 10:26 left to go in the half.
Up top, Fears with it, guarded by Robinson. Carr, he cuts at the block. Easy layup there for Cohen Carr. He's got two more now, extends the lead back to 10. And in transition, Nivalarua underneath the basket. Looks to go up with it, shot deflected by Kohler. Good defense for MSU. Keeping it is Nivalarua. He goes up with another one and knocks this one home. Good layup response for Oakland. And that'll take us to an Oakland timeout. Score 60-52, 8-point lead for the Spartans with exact WXOU Sports on YouTube. We'll be back with you all shortly. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to WXOU Sports on YouTube. We are live here from Little Caesars Arena for an Oakland Golden Grizzlies and Michigan State basketball matchup. Score 60-52 with just under 10 to go in the second half. Michigan State maintaining that roughly 10-point lead that we've seen for the last 10 minutes. And pass down low is off target for MSU, and it'll be Oakland headed the other direction. Up top, Robinson with it. Cross-court pass, Garrett. Wanted that three, passes it up to the free throw line. Block now is Nivalarua. Fadeaway shot, rolls off target. MSU in transition, Fears with it up top, guarded by Robinson. Finds Fort. in the corner, back up to Carr. Hands it off to Fears. Once again, Fort with it. Fakes the three, screen set by Cooper. Finds himself baseline, outlet pass to Carr. 10 seconds on the shot clock, something needs to go up. Fears lets one go. Off the side of the rim, and looking to save it is Kohler as he hits the deck. Oakland will retain possession, down 8. Robinson has no one to inbound the ball, and it'll be OU basketball. Can't be furious that Oakland's not getting set in their offense. Robinson with it up top now. Warren Marshall checks in for Oakland during that break. Up top now, Robinson finds Garrett at the elbow, guarded by Cooper. Nevalura on the backdoor cut, off the backboard and in for 2. Good feed from Garrett.
Baru will close this lead to 6, 60-54, 8:23 left to go.
Responding bucket from Cooper, down low for 2. Takes the lead back to 8. Nevalura, he's got 18 tonight, now leading scores for OU. Hogue lets one go. Just off target, rebounded by Nevalura, lands right in his hands. Attacks Kohler with the right hand. Off target, Carr with the board. MSU, and he gives it away right in front of their own basket. Just a miscommunication between Carr and Fears, and a foul on the way to the rim. Garrett intercepts that pass, and we will have free throws coming after this timeout. We are going to take a quick break. You are listening to WXOU Sports on YouTube. We'll be back with you shortly. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to WXOU Sports on YouTube. Out of the timeout, free throws good from Garrett. Brings the lead back to 6. Oakland rebounding the missed shot by MSU. Chance to cut this to 1 possession. Wells down low, Nevalura with it on the block and just mishandles it. It's going to roll out of bounds. Michigan State retaining possession. With 7:20 to go in this half, Oakland has brought this one back to 6. They were down 3 at half. MSU extended their lead to double digits within this half, and then now returning to that smaller deficit. Oakland looking to come back.
Yeah, hopefully they're really finding that flow and they're able to close up this gap and maybe even pull out a win here tonight with the last 7 minutes of this game.
Fears with it up top. uses the screen from Cooper. Full swing to Tang. Back up to Fears. Finds Cooper, back to the basket. He's got Neville Rua, the defender. Fade away, off target. And they're going to call, I believe, a foul on Neville Rua. He didn't think he got him, but 2 free throws coming for Carson Cooper. And looking to return for OU as Michael Hogue gets ready to check back in.
You know, OU just really hasn't been watching out on those fouls tonight. We've got 2 players with 3. You know, Baru, he's got 3. Garrett's got 3. Robinson's got 2. So it's just nothing compared to MSU, who's just standing fouls. So they're really going to have to start watching it here.
Free throws are good from Cooper. Score back out to an 8-point lead. Garrett with it at the elbow. Hands it off to Wells. Guarded closely by McCulloch, who returns for the Spartans. Hogue in the corner. Thurman with it. Back up to Wells at the Pistons logo. 7 seconds on the shot clock. Needs to get something up. OU finds some space. Good turnaround jump shot for Wells. He knocks it down for 2. And immediately in transition is Michigan State. Tang looks to return, but it's off target. Offensive rebound back for MSU. Tang, he's got it again in the corner. He cuts. Blocked by Garrett. And Isaac Garrett retains possession for OU. Wells drives to the rim, and they're going to call a traveling violation on Wells on the way to. And Campy is furious, as it looked like the ref sitting underneath the basket called a foul, but the far one calls the travel. It'll be MSU basketball. 64-58, 6 minutes to go in the second half. Up top, Scott with it. Guarded closely by Robinson. Scott down to McCulloch on the elbow. He's double teamed immediately by Oakland, and they're going to commit a blocking foul. Thurman will be hit with his first of the night. And in the bonus is Michigan State now. 2 free throws on the way. And every time every time Oakland looks to bring this lead in, it seems like MSU continues to creep away.
Yeah, you know, Oakland scores like they score a basket, and MSU's like not so quick, and they come back and they score another one to make sure that OU isn't able to close that gap in on them.
They've struggled to kind of break that 1 possession mark that we saw in the first half for majority of the first half. Both free throws good for McCulloch. He'll drag the lead back out to 8. Up top now, Robinson. Guarded by Ugo Choku, who returns to the floor for the second time this half. Hogue up top. Gives it up to Robinson at the Pistons logo. Screen set by Garrett. Robinson, outlet pass to Wells. Deflected, but he keeps it alive for OU, and they're going to call a foul on the way to the rim. So Oakland drawing their own fouls to try to get a few shots at the free throw line. Maybe start to get some shots going as we enter these last 5.5 minutes.
Yeah, you know, they're going to look to start to get this flow, and hopefully they can find it. You know, this is a close game, which is really unexpected for the game. I mean, nobody really expected it to be this close. A lot of people were expecting it to be a blowout, and MSU would have had a pretty big lead by now, but OU is holding on as MSU tries to get away from them.
I mean, the discussions had come up, what kind of game was it going to be? Oakland had just taken down Toledo by 1, and Michigan State played Toledo a couple of days ago. You know, that would be a good comparison to see what we could expect, but it was a massive blowout. MSU crushing Toledo by over 20. But this has been a very different game than I think any of us expected. Wells with it. He double pumps and gets one in. Intense layup there. Brings the lead back to 6 now. MSU up top. It's going to be Scott. Over to Tang. Full swing. Ukongwu gives it up, and it's taken away by Michael Hogue. Garrett with it now. Back to the basket. Finds Hogue. Just barely loses his handle on it. But Oakland gets possession back. And Wells was standing out of bounds when he caught that pass. And it'll be a turnover returning to MSU.
Again, you can't let little slip-ups happen when you have a game this close. And they've got 4 minutes and 37 seconds left to go. So you just can't let those little slip-ups go.
I mean, Oakland right now, 12 turnovers, but only 4 steals for Michigan State, implying that there's been a lot of unforced errors on Oakland's end. Michigan State only has 11 turnovers tonight, but 8 steals to Oakland, so they've taken care of the ball and haven't had a whole lot of easy mess-ups, but it's not been the same for the Grizzlies. Free throws on the way as Fears is fouled on the way to the rim. He's got 2. Score 68-62 with 4:28 to go. Up by 6. Free throw off target, but it's rebounded by Cooper. And those are the situations that Oakland needs to take advantage of. But unfortunately, it's going to remain MSU ball. Cooper on the block, gives it up to Ogochukwu. Baseline drive. And they're going to call a foul, I believe, on OU again. More free throws coming for MSU. Scott will shoot them. And that is now a 9th team foul for the Grizzlies. The fouls have started to kind of climb up. That's Isaac Garrett's 4th. You've got Hogue and Nevalura both at 3. And unfortunately, they haven't even capitalized off a lot of these as they're forcing the missed free throws. But MSU is just getting all of those offensive rebounds and keeping possession on their end.
Yeah, you know, these players that have the most fouls, they're arguably some of the strongest players on the team, and now they're in foul trouble of being benched for the rest of the game. So they're really going to have to be careful here in these last couple minutes.
Robinson up top, gives it to Wells. Looks to find Robinson, ball nearly deflected away. Robinson one-on-one with Fears, gives it up. Wells again at the Pistons logo, back to Robinson. 8 seconds on the shot clock, gets one up. Off target, but no one to rebound. Easy board for Kohler. MSU going the other way. Fears to Kohler. Hands it off to Scott. He cuts. Finds a driving Fears. Easy layup just off target though. But it's rebounded and put back by Carr. Once again, another offensive rebound for the Spartans. That's 14 on the night.
That'll take them to a 9-point lead, 71-62, 3:21 left to go in this game. So we'll see if the Golden Grizzlies can get their groove back and come back here.
Garrett with it at the elbow, hands it off to Wells, lets one fly from 3, knocks it down, and a great response. That's what Oakland needed. Brings the lead back to 6. And with all of these unforced errors and missed rebounds attempts, Oakland could have the lead in this game if they were able to keep control of the ball a little bit more. MSU's been tenacious on the rebounds. And driving to the rim is Carr. Off target, just misses the dunk. I think the crowd's been waiting for one of those. Known for his elite athleticism. But they're going to call a foul on that drive attempt, and that's going to take us to the final media timeout of this game. Score 71-65, 6-point lead for MSU, 2:53 to go. You're listening to WXOU Sports on YouTube, and we will be back with you all shortly. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to WXOU Sports on YouTube. Score 71-65 coming out of that timeout as the first free throw is missed by Carr. And Oakland with a chance to take it the other direction. That one's in, good for two. Score 72-65 now. 7-point lead for Michigan State, 2:48 to go. Up top, it's Brody Robinson with it. Into Garrett at the elbow. Robinson back outside, step back three, nearly blocked, retains possession, gives it to Nevalerua. He faces up Cooper, lets one go off target, rebounded by Kohler. And Michigan State locks down defensively there. Wojcik's got it. In the corner to Carr, back up to Wojcik. In the corner, Cooper, and now MSU just dragging out this clock. Quick passing, finally finds themselves open and an easy jump shot from Carr. And Cohen Carr's got 17 tonight, playing a fantastic game. Up top, Robinson. Guarded closely by Ugo Chukwu. Nearly loses his dribble. Finds Garrett. Back to Robinson. Back to Garrett. Michael Hogue loses his handle on it, and we've got 6 seconds now on the shot clock. Oakland gonna have to get something up. Robinson lets one fly. Off target. Rebounded by Michigan State. Automatically heading the other direction, slowing down the offense. 1:30 to go. Up by 9, Michigan State. Looking to maintain this over the next minute and a half. Down low, Kohler. Up and under, foul called on Garrett. And free throws on the way from Kohler.
That'll take Garrett off of the court for the rest of this game, taking up to 5 fouls. You know, again, one of the strong players that should have been watching out, and he just wasn't.
Yeah, Nevalerua and Hogue also both sitting at 4 apiece. Oakland, I mean, getting into serious foul trouble early in the game, and it's kind of showed its ugly head down the stretch. Kohler knocks down the first free throw, extends the lead to 10. As White comes in for Garrett. Fears also returning to the floor for MSU. Second free throw from Kohler on target. 11-point lead with 1:18 to go. It's going to take a couple of long shots here from Oakland if they want to get back in this. Robinson up top, guarded by Fears. Finds White. This is his shot. Lets one go. Knocks it down for three. Beautiful three-pointer from White early in the shot clock. And that's going to bring the lead back down to 8. We're going to stay with you guys during this timeout. 76-68, 1 minute and 4 seconds to go. That's the exact shot that you wanted White to take.
Yeah, you know, the Grizzlies are really going to want to take these shots, you know, and find their way offensively to get those open shots and close this gap up and at least tie up the game before this time runs out here. With a minute left to go, they've really got their work cut out for them.
And also, most importantly as well, is defensively, they have been very sloppy. Oakland, it's the best word to describe it recently in recent minutes. So they're going to have to lock in on this defensive end to get that ball back. There's been a lot of fouls and a lot of missed opportunities on the rebounds. And it'll be MSU basketball out of the timeout.
Go green! Go green!
Carr will inbound it with Fears. Campy keeping the press back for now. They have plenty enough time to allow a shot and get some rebounds and head the other direction. Fears up top, guarded by Wells. At the Pistons logo, swings it. Guarded by Garrett now. Finds Fears back up top. 13 seconds on the shot clock. Using the full extent of it. Fears with it. High screen set by Kohler. Fears uses it. Gets the switch onto Wells. Mid-range jump shots off target. But Carr with the offensive board and puts it back up for an and one basket. The one thing that OU needed to do, they were not able to. Offensive board by Carr, keeping the play alive for Michigan State.
At this point, they're now at a 10-point lead, 78-68, 35 seconds to go. The only thing OU can do is just try and score as much as they can in these last couple seconds to make the hit not as hard. So, I mean, it's going to look like MSU is going to take the win here tonight, unfortunately, after, Oakland worked so hard in that first half to keep up with them and make sure that they weren't getting too far ahead. And MSU just really pedaled to the metal, got ahead of them, and Oakland just wasn't able to keep up.
I mean, a surprisingly good game, though, from OU, all things considered. It was said by Camper they wanted to have this tough schedule at the beginning of the season, and it turned out that way. I mean, facing 2 #1 seeds and facing U of M and facing Michigan State, that's 4 teams in the top 10 that they faced this year, and it preps them for that Horizon League. They're already 2-0 to start the Horizon League, and after tonight, they're going to be heading to Wright State for a game on Monday to open up the official Horizon League play. And what a better way to prepare than a game that's nearly held to single digits against one of the best teams in the country.
Yeah, they keep it in single digits, and they can still walk away pretty proud of what they've done here today. And, this really just prepares them for that Horizon League play. And it makes the fans really excited to see what they're going to do when it comes to Horizon League and how far they're going to go this year.
Yeah, OU entered the Horizon League this year as a second-team favorite, or the second team favored to end up in the league. So a game here tonight, fantastic performance from the Grizzlies. Keep the game 79-70, 9-point win. Michigan State OU at LCA. A great game from the Grizzlies overall. Great game from Michigan State as both teams get ready to enter conference play. You've been listening to WXOU Sports on YouTube. This is Gavin Smilowski and Maryanne Sanford signing out from LCA. We'll be back with you guys for the next one.